Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Joe, the DoorDash Frankenstein Monster, recapping my DoorDash activities for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. And check it out. First time in 8 days, I've been able to wear my hats again. So no skull cap today. I was able to put on a regular hat. And so, sweet. There you go. Okay, so it's another record-setting day today, and I'll get to that order here later in the video. And if I have some time before my wife gets home, I'd like to compile a list of all my different DoorDash records. I've got them on my spreadsheet, but like for each record, I have to scroll through 3 years of information on that spreadsheet to find the different records. I'd like to get them all like together in a list, and maybe I'll do a video at some point where I just roll out in the video all of the different records. But anyway, let's get to today's dash. So I logged in early this morning, logged in at 5 o'clock. Wasn't really expecting to do anything from 5 to 6. But if a $8 to $10 IHOP you happen to come my way, that's usually about all you can expect in that time range. But look at this. At 5:16, I got a Meijer order along with Starbucks. I declined this because it's upside down, and that the one customer's near downtown Columbus, so it would have been a decline anyway. But the thing about it is unless something's changed that I don't know about, Meijer doesn't open until 6 o'clock. So I don't know. Is this? Yeah, and it was funny. Is not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I was talking to the cashier at Meijer about this. She was telling me she was talking to a Shipt shopper who would get orders shortly after 5 a.m. for Meijer, and she'd accept the offers but not be able to start them until 6 o'clock. Is DoorDash now pre-scheduling stuff, for an advance? But if no, but I just now noticed something because it says deliver by 6:18. So there's no way that they would expect you to go inside Meijer at 6 o'clock, shop that, then go to Starbucks, and then deliver the two orders all. You can't possibly do that in 18 minutes. So no, they wanted you to on this offer to go inside Meijer at 5:30 in the morning. Well, like I said, unless there's something that's changed, they don't open till 6. So I guess there's a couple different things you could do. I could have accepted this and then gone to Meijer and just kind of like confirm that it was closed, and then mark it as the store is not able to process orders. I could have done that. I could have switched tasks. I could have done this, picked up the Starbucks first and then come back to Meijer, but that still wouldn't be till 6. So I don't know. I don't know. So, and then that's another reason why a lot of times, most of the time, today I didn't, but usually I wait till 6 o'clock to log in. Because this is the kind of thing you run into. And you run into this frustrating stuff with the drive-thrus as well. Tim Hortons is bad about this. I go up, at 5 something in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. I've had this happen many times before. I pull into the parking lot, I park my car, go up to the door is locked, I get back into my car, go through the drive-thru. Hello, I'm here to pick up a DoorDash order. Oh, you have to come inside the lobby for that. Your lobby doors are locked. Okay, we'll unlock the doors. Okay, and then I circle around, park the car, get back out of the car, go through the door. I mean, it's just, this is the type of stuff that hey, my praises go to full-time dashers out there that dash in those overnight hours. For you guys that deal with that type of thing on a daily basis, hey, kudos to you and congratulations, but I my hat's off to you. And I would take my hat off right now to you if it wasn't for this, huge hole in my head with the stitches and. Okay, 14 minutes goes by. Decline number two. There's nothing down in Southern Point, so I got all that mileage coming back. So this is really like 750. You might as well say like 13 miles, 12, 13 miles, something like that. Decline. I really wasn't expecting to do anything until 6 anyway. $4 Starbucks decline. Here we go. Now I know Meyer's open 6:01. Okay, boom. We can do this one. $20. It is kind of long distance, but I only got to shop 11 things. Okay. So here's the list. Only 4 items for customer A, but with some kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for on the adjective for these instructions, but on the grapes, please make sure they are not soft. They need to be really firm, weigh around 1.5 pounds, and big, not tiny little ones. If they got them, please. So for whatever it's worth, here's just my own personal opinion about this. Do not place a DoorDash shopping order for lack of a better words, for something that needs to be perfect. Okay? Or you're going to have real, specific instructions like this. It's just, get them yourself, have a family member get it, something like, don't put this type of thing on a DoorDash driver. I would never, as a customer, because I'm a customer and a driver. As a customer, I would never do this. I only place orders for things that are, I'm flexible about it. Doesn't, just get this, and I'm flexible with if something had to be substituted. It does not have to be like very overly super specific, and I'm not going to put an order for something that's hard to find in a store. I've talked about greeting cards in the past, okay? Only if, let's say, I was invited to somebody's graduation party and I really don't even know the person. I'm just going for somebody else's benefit. Then I place a DoorDash order for a happy graduation card. I just get any old graduation card because I don't know the person. But I would never. If I wanted to get some kind of card for my wife or my daughter, no, I'm picking that out myself. Okay, that's just my opinion. For whatever it's worth, they also put a note on the milk. Has to be vitamin D, and has in all caps. Okay, I'll get vitamin D. Gosh, man, I was kind of nervous and scared to deliver this order. I mean, the grapes I got, I don't think they were perfect. I did the best I could. It's there. See, another thing was there was an associate standing there, stocking right there. So I wasn't gonna sit there and like I've done with the cherries before. You can take cherries out of the bag, put them in another bag, and get the right weight. Now, I wasn't going to break apart the branches and take grapes out. And I initially had one that was like 2.5 pounds. I grabbed another bag that was like 1.9, and I got that one. And it's the best I could do. They looked the best. There was some tiny soft grapes in there, but for the most part it looked okay to me. So you know i I did the best I could. Now, common sense, I like, there was one time, and it was for grapes. Somebody wanted the cotton candy grapes, and I went up. There's only a couple bags there, and they look nasty. They look now. I wouldn't buy them for myself. No way. And I sent a picture to the customer, and I said, look, I can't get you these grapes, or didn't I hear some other ones over here. And but yeah, it's not like I'll just like go in there and just buy anything. No, I think a lot of it's like common sense, and would you buy it for yourself? This had to be refunded. So finished the shop at 6:25, 13-minute shop. Um, then it was off to deliver the grapes first. She had good instructions here, but it was nighttime. It was dark, raining. I did not see any numbers on the houses or mailboxes or anything. I turned where GPS told me, and the pin on my map was the house to my left. That was not it. The customer came walking towards me. It's actually a much smaller house, deeper, sitting deeper back, that I would have thought was a garage. Um, she said, light is on in front of the house, but the other house that to my left, that was a light in front of the house was much brighter than anything that was lit up on that other house. So that's why I thought it was the one to the left. There's a white Malibu in the driveway. And kind of funny thing about that, guys, this is off topic, but I am not a car guy in the slightest bit. Never have been. I don't know the difference between my car, a white Malibu, a Ferrari, I don't know the difference between any kind of cars. My first marriage, my wife at the time bought a Jaguar and brought it home, parked it in the driveway. Hey, come out and look at our new car. And I go out there, and, well, it's okay. There's a car sitting. I didn't know what a Jaguar was. I had no idea. I'm not a car person. So you can tell me that there's a Malibu or a Chevy or a Ford or this or that or whatever kind of car. I'm not going to know any difference. Um, and leave it in the chair if I don't come out to meet you. Like I said, she came out. 7:02 is when I delivered the second one, so exactly an hour for $20. Um, and I've been rambling, guys. I gotta continue on with the story here. $14 from DoorDash, $4 tip, and there's the other one right there. Let's hurry up and close these out. This video is going to take too long. I got other stuff to talk about. Close it out. Close it out. Close it out. I would have been best served not to take this order. I don't know what I was thinking. This is unfamiliar territory. I took this, stupid. It ended up being a McDonald's location that first time there. Never been to this McDonald's location. In fact, I turned into the wrong driveway. And then, okay, so this next picture is right when I walk inside the doors. I parked, I go inside the doors. What do I see? What do you, any guesses that what's inside this black circle right there? That's my order that I'm supposed to pick up. Next screenshot. There's my weight after, taking this picture. I gotta sit. This is one of the McDonald's where they must have a problem with theft and they won't set the orders out for the drivers to pick up. They want to. I get it. They want the drivers to give them the order number and then they hand them the order because of theft. Yada yada yada. But I should not have to wait close to 5 minutes with the order just simply just sitting there. Just sitting there, complete waste of time. The order's getting cold. You've got a DoorDash order ready, and there's any one of like 3 or 4 people that walked by there and could have stopped and given me that. Does it have to be one specific person? And I'm standing there with this billboard on top of my head. If you can't figure out what I'm doing standing there in the lobby, then there's something wrong here, folks. Oh, somebody walking by to do their next task and quickly look over. Oh, look, there's a DoorDash. Oh, we got this DoorDash. Oh, hey, are you here for this and this number? Yeah, that's what I'm here. Okay, here. It takes 5 seconds. Whatever. Deliver that at 7:31. So almost a half hour for my $5.40. Congratulations. And so, like I said, now I'm in kind of like an unfamiliar area, and this particular area, it's been a while ago since I've been there. I mean, I do deliveries in West Zone all the time. But it seems like it's been a while since I've been there this early in the morning, in the dark, and I've kind of forgotten how stacked the traffic is there around this time. And now I know, now my memory's been jogged and refreshed here. Okay. I'm trying to get out of there, maneuvering around a little bit, and then I get this offer, and okay, let's go ahead and do this. This is my sheets, okay, so this'll navigation will get me out of here, and I got to pick this up and just come right back to West Zone to deliver. That's kind of the only bad thing, but $9, 6 miles. I took a couple of screenshots of when I got to a couple of these early locations. This one was 10 minutes. And you're talking here about 3.5 miles. It took me 10 minutes to drive down this route and get to it. Is crazy. And all this customer got was some cheesy bacon broccoli bites. Delivered at 7:58, so 23 minutes for the $9. $7, and there it is right there. Appreciate it. $3 Tim Hortons decline. $5.75 10-mile Chick-fil-A. I'm this delivering near where I'm at in West Zone. I got to go clear back to Stringtown in my zone to the Chick-fil-A, get that, come all the way back, and for $5, decline. $5 3-mile Burger King. Let's do it. It takes me 8 minutes again. 8 minutes to get down the street to get to the Burger King. Okay, so as I'm walking into the Burger King doors, they stack another order on me, $5 for an additional mile. Sure. Neither one of these had drinks. Both orders, just a small sack of food, easy. Okay, so I pick up both orders and deliver the first one at 8:15. 325, and there you go. And then the second one at 8:23. So you might as well say 24 minutes for 10.25. That works. Second one was $2 and a $3 tip. $20 9 Mile Giant Eagle. Just got to shop 11 things. Okay, let's do it. So this was a little bit, this ended up being a little bit of a headache here. The first problem was these green onions. And I had this before, green onions at Giant Eagle. It's the exact same thing, and this is only a week or two ago. There's no barcode on where these are at, and not all of the green onions will be bunched together, and most of them don't have like a barcode on that either. There's like absolutely no barcode. And for this, like for most of the produce at Giant Eagle and Meyer, it prompts you to scan the barcode, or you can enter the PLU. But for whatever reason, the green onions at Giant Eagle, it's scan only. And that's the only option that I'm given. And it's just for that. I also had, you see right below it, the garlic. That was different. The garlic, I could manually enter the PLU. And so the green onions was only a scan, and there's nothing to scan. So I mean, what are you supposed to do? So I just scanned any old the barcode that was right behind me, some apple dip. I just scanned that, and but then, and so in the app it shows as that I substituted it, but I sent this message to the customer that, good morning, the green onions was not substituted. I just don't have a barcode to scan. And then he replied back, okay. Then there was this chicken, which he ordered kind of like a family pack, and they only had smaller packs. And then so he told me to pick up another one, so I ended up getting two. And then, so there you see there's the substitution that wasn't a substitution. I did not substitute caramel dip for green onions. 12-minute shop, delivered at 9:07. So this was pretty good. Had this done in, what is that, for about, it's roughly 45 minutes for $20.50, $9.50, and an $11 tip. So appreciate that very much. It wasn't bad. It's just, kind of frustrating. $25, 15 miles, 2 orders, 27 items. Okay. So here you go. So 13 items for customer A, and that was pretty small. I was able to fit that in the seat, and then 22 items for B. It was like 3 different kinds of foil pans and a couple cookie sheets. So okay, so 4 minutes into the shop, they stack this other order, 8 items, 26 units, for an additional $9.75, additional 5 miles. I went ahead and took this. And let me write down these amounts here. Okay, so the first one, 25. Okay, where'd my pen go? I'm always losing pens. So 2501, and then 975. Okay. All right. I took this. Now I'm curious to see, you guys will find out with me how long all of this took, and how much I made, and if I made the right decisions here. Okay, so let's find out. So I take the add-on. On one of them, an item was added. I was trying to mess with. I was in the process of messaging a customer or doing something or with the shop. I can't remember, but I didn't have time to mess around and see what this extra item was. Um, okay, I had to refund this milk, and I don't know why, but the customer was responsive and messaged me on something earlier in the shop, and then when it came to this milk, would not respond. So I don't know what the deal with that was, but I had to refund that. um, okay, then yeah, I had some chocolate bars refunded too. So finished the shop at 10:04. So that was that was 36 minutes. That's pretty good, to shop 3 orders. Okay. Delivered the first one to the garage. I don't know. It says please do not knock. Leave in front of garage door. Garage attached to house. Thanks. I guess they would have wanted me. I'm guessing to walk inside the garage and leave it by that door. I don't like doing that. I don't like walking through into people's homes or through garages. Well, I just set it at the end of the garage. So, okay. Then they try to stack a Kroger for an additional 450. I didn't have time and I was driving. I couldn't. If it was the Hoover Kroger, then that was like right along my route, and that might have made sense, and I could have quickly done that. Or I think that this is the Stringtown Kroger, and absolutely not. You know, but it's just $4.50 anyway, so I declined it. It was just a couple bags of vegetables, is what that was. Okay, then a couple minutes later, this one I take. So 7.75. So let's write that down. Um, Not even adding a mile, 5 things to shop for Dollar General. Okay, so I went ahead and took that. Okay. Next was the second Meyer drop off. This is the one with the pans, and you can just barely see them there in the picture. So that dropped off at 10:37. Okay. Then I was off to Dollar General. And so what's the total on this so far? 975 and 775. So 42.51. This needs to be done in 2 hours here. Where are we at now? We're at getting to Dollar General. We're at like an hour and a little over an hour and 20 minutes. So I don't know here, folks. Did I do it? Let's see. These caramels had to be substituted. There was a lady in my way in that aisle that I didn't think she was ever going to leave. These monsters, they only had one. Some woman, like, I guess I was taking up the whole aisle, and some woman moved my cart. Thank you very much, as I was on my hands and knees trying to get these. 7-minute shop. And then delivered the Dollar General at 11:01, $3.25, $5 tip. And then 8 minutes later, this is the add-on Meyer. So at 11:09, so that was, so a quarter was added. So this is 42.76 now. Okay. So it's 550 from DoorDash, 450 tip, 11:09. And I think that was, and I'd already dropped off the other two. Um, so yeah, I did it in under 2 hours then. 9:19 to 11:09. I just barely made it. So I guess it worked out. My wife also tried to my wife was trying to call, and my sister-in-law was texting me, and while I'm inside, my wife knew I was in there doing this shop, and so I was just like finishing up. I just had one thing from HBC to get. And I was trying to finish this up, and then and then she calls, and why didn't you? And I put her on speaker. You know, why didn't you answer my sister's text? And I was like, and immediately I was like, you're on speakerphone, and the Meyer associates can hear you right now. And I really was standing next to an associate, and she and my wife was like, okay, fine, bye, love you. But yeah, you can call and get after me if you want, but I'm busy shopping. I'm trying to get this order done. I'm going to put you on speaker, and everybody else is going to hear you too. So if you want. Another order that I would have been best served not to take. There's no reason for me, especially at 11:10. Come on, 50 something dasher. What are you doing taking an order like this? I took it. I get to this store. This is the bad Dollar General that I was talking about that was closed yesterday or the day before, or whatever it was. But I figure only 4 things to shop for. How bad could it be? I get in there, and the first thing I go to look for are these M&Ms. They're not there. They have 2 different theater M&Ms that I think like regular and peanut. I think not the peanut butter. Okay, great. Take a picture, send it to the customer. I go to look for the cookie dough next. Can't find it. Can't find. Walk the whole cooler wall twice and can't find it, or anything remotely like that. And at this point, I'm 0 for 2. And it's just, I've talked about this before. I know a lot of dashers disagree with this, and they're like, well, you just follow the processes. If that's out, mark it out. If the next thing's out, mark that out. The next thing, I mean, if they don't have anything, just mark that they don't have anything. Who cares? I don't know. I look at it differently. I'm sorry, but that's just me personally. I don't want to be a part of an order that has 3 or 4 things in it, and nothing is there, and everything has to be substituted. That's just, for whatever it's worth, I just don't want my name attached to an order like that. I don't, it is what it is. So here we go. There's the cookie dough that I couldn't find. I didn't even try to look for the pans or this other thing. So here it is. Went ahead and dropped it. And I was surprised, and I'm kind of in uncharted territory here. I don't know the last time I've ever been down to 97, so uncharted territory. I was a little bit surprised. I did not mark on my spreadsheet that number 97. I did not mark down when I actually received that, or at how many deliveries. But I just would have thought that was, if it wasn't time for that to roll off yet, it's got to be really super close. I thought that would have already rolled off in today's dash. So I'd be shocked if I'm not back up to 98 tomorrow. That's got to be, because it's been like, it was like early last week or something. That's got to be rolling off, and I'll be back up to 98. Okay. So I drop that, and then I get a $4 Donato's decline. Subject of the video, there it is, folks. Feast your eyes on this offer. It's a new record. So they gave me like, it was a pretty lengthy time. It's like 70 or 80 seconds. I kind of looked at the timer first, and I was like, okay, let's take my screenshot here and let's think about this for a minute here. I've got a minute, so let's think about this for a minute. And I was like, okay, interesting here. This is very interesting. Okay, I'm only about, at this point, about 50 bucks, less than 50 bucks away from goal for the day. So I take this, and it would take me to goal with an additional $100. So that means I could keep pace, my regular pace, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and then that would allow me to back off on the weekend. Or possibly I could do a little bit extra through Saturday, and plus this extra 100 here, and then, between now and Saturday, make an extra like 200, and then just completely take Sunday off. This right here, might give me the ability to do that. Okay. So I thought about this. But I declined it. Okay. There's a couple problems here. First of all, if they would have given this to me earlier, like back earlier when I was doing those West zones in the dark and the rain, or right after I finished that stacked Burger King, that would have been a perfect time to throw this at me. And there's probably like a 95% chance I would have tried it. Okay, but this is 11:22 here, and I'm less than 50 bucks away. It's telling me here that this is going to take almost 6 hours to complete, what they estimate. So we're talking 5 p.m. and that's past my. I only schedule until 3:30, and normally I do not work in that. I won't do it at that 4 to 6 p.m. range. And this would take me into that range. So you had that. You have the fact that this is going all over creation. There's a couple of these deliveries out west, the whole entire south side, you got east, and even a little bit northeast up into Westerville. I mean, this is almost circling 270, the outer belt. 56 orders, would that fit in my car? I'm assuming it would. I don't know. I'm assuming it's small packages and it would probably fit in my car. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of like the least of my concerns, because if I got to this place and it didn't fit in my car, then I can just, drop the order. Absolute worst case scenario. The mileage seems on the surface good. 83 miles for 155 bucks. However, I got the drive back from Westerville. You're talking like 30 miles there. So this is really, 155, let's just call it 110 miles. So I don't know. Like I said, I thought real long and hard about this. I used up a good majority of this timer, but just ultimately, decided to decline. I wasn't feeling good today. That's another thing too. I felt a little bit better than yesterday, but still not, just not feeling that great. Um, but yeah, I don't. Again, I just. Um, so do you have to stop at two different places? It says dash. Both of those stops say the same thing. Dash link package pickup. Dash link package pickup. Dash link facility. The first one says 56 orders, 56 items. Then the other one says one item. I don't know what that's all about. Is it 57 different orders? Or is it's just 56 and that extra line means something else? I don't know. I have no idea. Um, and is one of these possible? I see Pataskala there on the far right hand side. Is one of these going to Pataskala? Because that, folks, that's out. That's way out there here. um, so yeah, like I said, it's too bad. If this would have been early in the morning, if this would have been like, I'd say like any time before like 10 o'clock, any time before, 9 something in the morning, 8 something in the morning, I would have took it probably. So, but anyway, that is now my record for that. That's the highest pay that I've seen like shown on an offer. It's straight up showing me $155. That's a record. Minute later, another $4 order decline. And here we go. This is when I dropped the Dollar General. This is more along the lines of what I was looking for, a catering order. Okay, this is kind of like more up my alley. I do this, I do a few more orders, and then I'll be at goal for the day. 2250, 12 miles. This was easy. Took me a half hour. There you see 250 from DoorDash and a $20 tip. This went to the second floor of a like a medical building. Easy. And then right away I get this sheets. You can't even see my pin position here. I'm right next door to the sheets. This medical place was right next door. So $5 for a mile. Absolutely. I go next door. The sheets was ready. Delivered this in 8 minutes. 8 minutes for my $5. Can't beat that. Okay. And then right away I get a $5 5 mile McDonald's. Most of the mileage here you see is just getting to the McDonald's. I went ahead and took this. I don't know why I thought this was going to be you can clearly tell on the map here, this is not going to be the Obet's McDonald's. This was South High. So, and then I'd deliver this and I'd be closer to back to zone. There it is right there. Walk inside the door. There it is. Again, I have to just stand there. This time, this wasn't as bad as the other one. I just waited like, 3 minutes. Put in the comments if any of you guys have like just walk back here and get it. I've done that like once or twice. I remember one time, it's been a while ago, but this other dasher was standing there. He's like, if that's your order, just go and get it. They won't say anything. And I listened to him and I got it. But not today. I didn't do it today. Uh, 19 minutes, 425 from DoorDash. I got it right here. There's my tip. There it is right there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And here we go. Last order of the day. This is going to put me over goal. So absolutely, I'm coming back to zone and got this just in time to get in the correct lane to get off this exit. Wings and rings. Took me about 8 minutes to get there. They didn't even order a meal. It was just a drink and pretzel bites. No jalapenos, no cilantro. They could have gotten those and given them to me. I mean, I love jalapenos, love cilantro. I've told my wife for years, you know, she does not get onions and cilantro on her tacos, and I'm telling her, well, you're just not eating the tacos right then. You know, it's got to have. You know, if you don't do onions and cilantro, you're not doing it right. I'm sorry. Especially like I can't even imagine getting a chorizo taco on a corn tortilla without onions and cilantro. I mean, how does that? You can't do that. The familiar drop off is delivered to where we. I didn't even need GPS on this one. It delivered to where we have our dog groomed. Delivered at 12:54, and then that is it. Made goal. 15 deliveries for 149.50. It was a 7 hour and 52 minute dash. I was active 6 hours and 13 minutes. So and like most all of that downtime was that first hour, and I pretty much just stayed consistent, busy after that. Drove 105 miles today, so did good on mileage. Finished the dash 48% ARs. That's up 7 points from yesterday. Now at 5,335 lifetime DoorDash deliveries. And folks, that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching this video. Appreciate it very much. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share the video, sign up for notifications, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.